In my view, hypes are formed by a system of invisible hands. A wave machine, producing waves that carry the innovation through 5 stages. The first one I call breaking the surface. Researchers and engaged managers are always on the lookout for opportunities or the next killer app. In this stage they first pop up, but it is difficult to see if the innovation has value. The degree of innovation is only visible in practice, as part of a business process. Even then, it's hard to discern if that revamped business process has wide business implications or if it's just innovative in minor ways. Sending out ripples. Now that some people know about the innovation, the industry will need to be made aware. Companies will often explain their organizing vision by sending a white paper to IT research and analysis firms. What is the innovation? Why should it be undertaken? They do this in order to clarify its application, since this is not always clear at first glance. It's like explaining Tinder to your mother. Causing a squawk. Next, the innovation will try to gain the attention of the IT community by being promoted at conferences and expositions. This remains challenging, since the IT community is used to claims of breakthrough products and concepts. The attention of the community is limited, since new innovations constantly pop up, which makes it hard to stay in the spotlight. Building the swell. The whole community is now buzzing. Everyone is talking about this new innovation. But talk only gets you so far. It's important now that businesses commit and adopt the innovation for 2 reasons. First, if many businesses start adopting the new technology, it will create a bandwagon effect. This means that adopters benefit from committing to the innovation if others do the same. For example, it would be useless if you were the only one using Tinder, so you'd benefit from others installing the app. Secondly, growing commitment from businesses attracts more attention. This attention can feed on itself and in turn increase the rate of adoption further, like a positive feedback loop. Riding the crest. After announcing that it's going to adopt new technology, a company will need to implement it. This is a crucial moment, because in IT, things do not always work out as planned. Projects often go over budget, take longer to implement than expected, or simply don't work out. This can lead to an implementation gap. This gap between announced adoptions and actual implementations can seriously harm momentum. You don't want to install Tinder if the application caused your friend's phone to crash. Now that we are familiar with the 5 stages that a hype can pass through, we can take a step back and look at what happens when. We can see that the tension builds in the first 3 waves, followed by adoption in the 4th wave. Implementation only starts in the last wave of the innovation's hype. It's important to note that most of the value created by the innovation comes after this point. It's only when implementations have long peaked that businesses can learn about the value they should be able to achieve. Again, let's use Tinder. You don't gain any value from 10 million app installs itself. Only after the installation can people start to find its value, by going on dates. So Bill, now you can recognize the hype's phases and decide if you should invest and start implementing the technology. But the way you approach a new innovation has a big impact. A manager can face an innovation either mindlessly or mindfully. Executives can find it hard to resist the hype and jump on new innovations. Most executives would like to be known as innovators. They don't want to be the last one of their peers to utilize a new technology. But by doing this mindlessly, without thinking of the benefits or consequences, the executive risks the competitive survival of his company. Therefore, every executive should evaluate an innovation mindfully. When his peers adopt a new technology, do their reasons for doing so make sense? The executive could ask if the attention paid to the innovation is growing or declining. He should check the implementation gap and ask whether adoptions and successful implementations match up. Finally, he should be sure that others are getting value from the implementation. Bubbles come and go, but distinguishing a hype from reality remains difficult. Executives who remain mindful will have a leg up.
Created using Powtoon.